candy bars. So
really,
who were we trying to impress? That's the question.
Okay,
where did it come from?
Full size. Yeah, I mean, and how many would you say?
I would say there was about 4 of each.
Okay, so now you're wondering if those are for anybody to take, or somebody left them there. They're meaning to, like, go put them in their desk or something.
I guess, yes. I mean, I'm thinking whoever they're trying to bring in here to get money out of, they're probably like, have a full-size candy bar. Like, that's going to impress them a little bit more.
Yeah, right.
We get another $2 out of them.
Okay. I thought you were telling me that it's after Halloween, but some strange person is sitting there like with a mask on or something. And from your vantage, if they're sitting on that couch, all you're going to see is the back of their head. I thought you were going to tell somebody. So, candy bars is not a problem. Just eat them. Grab a couple. Here's the thing, B. If you snatch those candy bars and claim them, if they were for some other person, you'll find out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, this affects you too, because whenever you come back, I feel like you're a candy bar man.
Yeah. I am. Which kinds? Snickers.
Let's see. I saw Snickers. She's Milky Way. Reese's, Buttercups.
Okay.
And something.
You know what? To have been around as long as it's been around, to have been as popular as it basically has been for decades, the Milky Way never comes up in conversation. Ever. You can ask 1 million people, list your candy bars you like. They never mention the Milky Way. Nobody ever about it.
And it's still a good candy bar.
It's good. They obviously selling them. Therefore, people are obviously eating them. Nobody ever mentions it. It is the Larry candy bars. You know what I mean by that? People say it's the Larry of candy bars.
No.
You never see a toddler named Larry. Never once in your life, Beaver, including now, did you go to a daycare, find a toddler there named Larry.
This is true.
Yet, the world is full of Larrys. So what I'm saying is, the Milky Way is the Larry of candy bars. And even though it went an all ball of a laugh from you, I heard you laughing, you giggling just now.
Well, that is a good point about the name, because it is in one of those names. Like, my dad, Big L. Well, Big L stands for Larry. My dad's a Larry.
Yeah.
He was born in 1950. So in the 1950s, lots of little tiny Larrys running around. Mm-hmm. But now I get what you're saying.
How was Saintsboro when he got the news of Dennis Allen being fired this morning?
He just said time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He tried to pull this one on me for Friday, leading into the wind. He tried to tell me that he was not interested in NFL football moving forward this season.
Okay.
Just because the Suns are bad. Get it out of here.
Hey, real quick, Hunter, on YouTube, the live stream has been restarted. Okay, and I got your comment here, and yeah, I'm gonna get to your comment. Let me know about the video. She's on Facebook, and he says now the signal car is getting static. Like, which one here's the deal. Y'all let me know if you're streaming it, what it sounds like. I'm hoping that hitting the boot button on the stream fix the audio for you. If not, we may have this. But y'all let me know about that. But I did get your comments just now, and I'll get to those. All right. Over here on the Country Pleasin' text line, Country Pleasin' Sausage grocery store shelves on the southeast, right here in Mississippi, right there at Florence and the home of the Eagles, right? Florence, Mississippi, where Country Meat Packers is, where Country Pleasin' Sausage comes from. Don't Call Me Ken says, how about a college football broadcast which includes video and audio of each team's coaches' communications? instant must watch TV. Well, you're exactly right. Look, Kenny, if you're just trying to get TV rating, that would be, that would boom right there. It's just, could you get any teams to agree to have their communication broadcast during a game? Because then they could see it, including opposing teams. And it's not ever going to do that. If you could. And I mean, that's why the miking up coach players and then showing it afterwards is such a big, thing in the content world, because it's so neat to see what they say. But they'll never let us in on it live. They just never will, because they're too paranoid and afraid that somebody's going to watch a TV, hear what we say, they're going to report it down to the sideline. They'll make some adjustment based on they're never going to do that. But I wish they would. I'm like, yeah, I wish they would. J-Rock test show. Snickers pecan. He got him one and got a picture of it. He said, I did some research, Matt. Big fan of the Snickers pecans only because they put marshmallow in it. Oh, that's very, very different. That is, so regular Snickers, peanut, chocolate, and all that stuff, whatever's in there, caramel. But in this the Snickers pun, they put marshmallow in there. It's two different things. It's the same or close. Chris is cracking up at our conversation. I think the Larry comment got him. Milky Way's the Larry of, and some of the finest, most wonderful people I've ever met in my life were Larry's. Teammates and friends named Larry. I've never in my life seen it named Larry. Not once. I bet you go to 100 daycares in the South right now. Can't find one Larry. But guess what? 30 years from now, be Larry's everywhere. St. Louis Vixen says, I don't mean to go down this road again. I'm going to send a box of 0 bars to the state to see what happens. If I can find. Hey, what, Vic? Send them on. Send them on. We'll be happy to do the test and give you a full review, and we'll let you know how popular they were. What's up? Jason in Arizona says, full-size candy bars in this economy? That's a negative me. He said, they got this patient on. I got to do for me and mine. He's quoting Hog Wallop, Pete's cousin, on Other Where Art Thou? The one who his wife up in RUNNOFT. Yeah. David told us that we could try three Muscatine coffee. Now that sounds great. See, I love the Three Musketeers. I like it. It's good in coffee or with coffee. White Denzel text show says new items clients are coming out with in 2025, and here's a list. Y'all, all right. I know we were going to have a snack show on Reaction Monday, but I don't care. I mean, I don't have any expectation for what we're supposed to talk about. We just get in here and go. And Denzel giving us some inside info in the retail world as it pertains to snacks and the sugary kind. We like to talk about them on this show. And so coming out soon. Peanut butter and jelly M&M's peanut butter ice cream cookie sandwich. What? Skittles popped. Those are freeze-dried Skittles. Everything's doing freeze-dried stuff because it makes it bigger. Snickers dark ice cream bar now just a doggone minute. Have you ever had a Snickers ice cream bar?
Yes.
For it or against it?
I was extremely for.
Love it. Okay. Dangerously good is what it is. And he's now telling me they're going to have a dark chocolate version of that. Snickers dark ice cream bar? What is it just? What are we talking about there? I need details. Snickers pecan, we talked about that. Snickers shapes. So they're coming out in shapes. Now that's a direct cop Reese's. Reese's corners the market. They do the Christmas tree and an egg and a pumpkin. And now Sears is going to do shapes. If you didn't realize, we will buy anything for any reason. All right, G in Florence. G, how are you? How's that tooth doing? G says, hey, based on what you just, I guess one day all Larrys will be extinct. He says, LOL, I know no Larrys under the age of 50. Have a blessed day. But I do know some under the age of 50. Sure. I even know one, like his real name is Lawrence. Okay, so maybe, but that's his real name's Lawrence. Text the show and says, the streaming is great on Simple Radio. He's hauling stuff down Miami. Wow, even careful on the road. I'm glad you're streaming it and glad it sounds good to you. Lance says the streaming sounds perfect. Great. And then Nick says, wasn't the guy on Perfect Strangers named Larry? Not Bal, the other guy? He might have been.
Carson and Larry Orton.
What a job on the impression on the accent. B, no, you had that in. Yeah,
I was a big fan of Becky Bartakamos.
Oh, it was a hilarious show. Super underrated sitcom. Let's see, are we talking what, late 80s, early 90s for that one, Beef? Probably.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
The right timeline.
All right. There you go. I'm with you. That very funny show.
Also, one of the finest theme songs ever.
100%.
It was so hopeful. Man, it's nothing but a hope fest.
I'm going to find it and prove it when we come back. You're right. And watching the intro of that show was entertaining because it followed the whole journey, like from farm to the city. That's a great one. Perfect. We're going to look that up. Look, it's football out here. Y'all just around for that. Stay with me.
Today's game from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Time was their breakfasts were gloomy. They just didn't feel right, and they didn't know a delicious cereal could help their sad plight. So they tried this and tried that, but irregularity kept coming back all the same. For as often the case, lack of bulk in their diet was actually to blame. Once at the grocer's, the wife was so drooping and sagging that a neighbor said, "Get on Kellogg's All-Bran wagon. Why, All-Bran has a flavor that's scrumptious to eat. So rich and nut-like, makes breakfast a treat. And of course, Kellogg's All-Bran can help you each day to youthful regularity, the dietary way." "Well, it might do some good," said the wife with a sigh. "Guess I'll get some All-Bran and give it a try." Soon, breakfasts at her house were happy and bright, for delicious Kellogg's All-Bran set their day off right. Yes, All-Bran supplies all the bulk in your diet, you see, that you may need for youthful regularity. And no half-brand cereal possibly can provide this help as surely as Kellogg's All-Bran. A delicious, non-habit-forming aid to your diet. You're sure to like All-Bran. Just buy it and try it.
Get on the Kellogg's All-Bran wagon with the best bran in the land. The cereal that tastes grand, the cereal that's All-Bran, a breakfast treat that can't be beat. Be a regular guy and climb aboard the All-Bran wagon. Eat Kellogg's All-Bran.
What is the secret of this enchanted book? What wonders are hidden within its pages? What magical spell does it cast on all who read it? What is the secret of the never-ending story?
But that's impossible!
You will enter a world where a young boy's imagination becomes a vivid reality. The world of Atreyu and Artax, the Rockbiter, and a good and kind gnome. A world that is vast and eternal, treacherous and dazzling, unforgettable and free. For anyone who's ever made a wish, believed in a fantasy, or had a dream, this is the never-ending story.
It's a new thing, it's a fun thing, it's a swing wing. It's a what? It's a swing wing, it's a wing wing. A brand new transparent fun thing. It's a what? It's a swing wing. A fun thing. And now it's your favorite store thing. It's a what?
Mazda announces some great news for truck buyers. Right now, you can beat the already outstanding value of the $67.95 Mazda SE5. Introducing Mazda SE5 Plus 5. $625 worth of extra features at no extra charge from Mazda. You get a bed liner, mud guards, sliding rear window, floor mats, and AM/FM stereo. That's a $625 value at no extra charge. But hurry, offer ends soon.
1059 and worldwide at zone1059.com.
Back you in the Bureau, the Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Now listen to this. Nothing about the name Larry that we said was derogatory at all. And just an observation. I think it's a cool name. And to prove how cool it is, Gene has just weighed in Facebook, reminding us that the Chipper Jones' real name is Lawrence. Larry, the Chipper Jones. It's a cool name. All right. Over to text line, the country pleasing text line. Country pleasing sausage on grocery store shelves all around the Southeast. There was a whole lot in here, okay, about candy. Somebody left Beaver a stack of real, like, breast-sized candy bars in there. We gotta get down to the bus where they came from. And what's the deal? Right, and then there was a question. Nick on the country pleasing text that wasn't the guy perfect strangers named Larry Balky, the other guy. Beaver pipes in and hits the most accurate Balky impression I've heard in a long time. Beaver, not to put you on the spot, but can you do it again? I'm not on the spot. Let him try that one again. Anyhow, then Beaver told us, great theme song, an intro to that old TV show, Perfect Strangers, which was a great show. It was a great show, really funny. Very underrated, underappreciated. He said it was a very, very hopeful song. Well, here it is. You decide yourself. Like if Beaver likes it, it's good. It's CDs though.
Sometimes it's a world of perfect, nothing to rearrange.
Beaver, sing along.
Get a feeling like you need some kind of chip.
That's great. You know, and it showed Balky leaving the farm and saying goodbye in the country and like riding a ship across the ocean and Do you know it? B had it memorized.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And I was just insulted. I got Uncle Bill here.
Okay.
And he heard you say when you introed, you're like, "Oh, sing along, Beav." And Uncle Bill said, as if Beaver did.
What?
Man,
of course he knows it. A good old harmonic. Big finish here. Coming up. Oh, here we go. Hey, synth finish. Beaver, there has, I'll tell you this much, it is a great theme song. There's never been one that sounds more 1990 than that. Agree?
Agree.
We can agree on it. I knew you knew the words. I did. It was a rhetorical sing-along invitation.
Well, I've been with Uncle Bill here so often, or so long now, that he's got to the point where he knows he doesn't a lot of faith in me. It's probably the best move.
All right. Let me at some point, look, on this Reaction Monday, at some point I'm going to jump into these football games, but we've had a bit of everything today, and that's cool. We just spontaneous as care to be. Kroger Chris told us it has already been doing shit for a while, so it's not brand new. Grumpy texted and said Grumpy's going to go on his 2 mile with Mrs. Grumpy because she is walk. Milky Way is Grumpy's favorite. Grumpy has 2 bags of Milky Ways left over from Halloween. And he reminds us that the my Hurricanes are still undefeated, and just for good measure, he signed off with Illinois State. So he's multiple teams this year. Now trying to have one in the national championship hunt. That's probably a good. St. Louis Vic says it's wild that Family Matters is a spinoff of Perfect Strangers. That is wild. Did all the details on that? Gonna have to learn it. Some text said, "Hey Matt, could you how the new football playoff works for dummies?" Okay, yeah, but let me stall just a minute so that I can type it to Google. All you got to do is look up the format. Let me give it to you concise right here. 12 teams, which I did that, and I didn't know there were a few conference champions that's getting in, but some that. Hang on. How the 12-team college football playoff will work, according to NCAA.com. The new 12-team playoff field is going to include the 5 highest ranked conference champs. 5 highest ranked conference champs. That's the first that are getting in. They get automatic bids. The 7 highest teams remaining on the board are going to round out the 12-team format. And then initial games 1 through 4 get a bye. Okay, so 4 of the 5 highest ranked conference champions get a bye. And then you have 4 other games. Am I looking at that right? Yep. The opening round will be the 5 6 versus the 12, 6 is 11, 7 versus 10, 8 versus 9, so on and so forth. Yada yada. But there's your basics. Okay, so the highest ranked 5 conference champs, they're automatic. And then they college football playoff rankings for the next highest 7 spot, and then fill up the bracket that way. In my opinion, so it's so unautomatic that what it did, very intentional what they did. You know, college football is basically funded by television for the most part. And so what they did is they gave themselves as much malleability in the matchups and in the team of the playoff as they could, so they could still manipulate it with their hands to benefit everybody the most finally. And if they do any otherwise, it's a little patronization going on. That's what they did. It weren't going to be that way. They'd say ahead, well, top 12 are in, top 12 ranked teams are in. Or we're doing all the conference champs for these conferences. Bang, 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 bang. and we'll do 4 more, something like, but they didn't do that. MSU 1980 texts the show, says, Matt, last Friday during the show, I had to run to Sam's to get something. I see containers of peanut M&Ms on sale. I just couldn't pass them up. Unfortunately, I destroyed half of one container. Good night. That's a bunch of M&Ms now in a short period of time. He said, while there, I saw he had a 4-pack of GE interior floodlight bulbs for $10.98. Like you saw the one for $10. I can get a 4-pack. Where is this? Sam's. I can get a 4-pack of Sam's for the same that one of those bulbs cost me at Kroger. $10 for one bulb. I paid for the convenience because I had to have one, and it was just in front of me. But I won't ever do that again. I just live dark if I have to. Now, what do you think this right here? Here, Jason in Flagstaff, Arizona says, I'm kind of over sports for the moment. A day or two would be great since it's varying degrees of chaos in college football. Anyway, that said, Perfect Strangers was fun. And the guy who played Surge is in Beverly Hills Cop especially. Don't call me Ken on the Larry topic. He said, Larry, my name is Myron. Go try to find a kid in a daycare named Myron. Yeah. Few in between. Thibodeau text. He said, I had an uncle named Larry, and his name was not lost. I also have uncles named Randy and Rick, and their names are not Randall and Rick. Well, how about that? Just name them. Want to name them? What is the name? I don't care. You do. Who am I to judge names are and aren't? Like I said, I think Larry's a cool name. I just never seen a toddler named Larry. RT, what does he mean by this? RT says, Beaver looks Charles in charge. Says, I was a more Mindy guy. So you trying to say that Beaver strikes you as a guy who would like Charles in charge? Who was that? Scott Baio? Baio? Say his name. Baio? Something like that. Going way back in the Wayback Machine now. I mean, we got a lot of our audience already. You and I, we know. We got a lot of our audience has no idea what we're talking. Okay, and then last one on the candy here. Well, for now, it doesn't have to be, just whatever. It says, since you're talking about candy, Matt, you or Beeve had Snickers pecans in it. It kind of tastes like pecan pie. Well, we've been told about it for a couple, 3 days in a row. I've not tried it. And today somebody sent us a picture and said, look, got pecans in there, but it also has marshmallows in the Snickers, which is totally different than a regular Snickers. Well, all right, look, let's put the football tee. We're going to kick it off and come back. Look at the games that happened, some of the results, but everything else is on the table. What do you want to get into is cool here on the show in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Stay with me.
Thursday, it's Cosby starting off a night of family fun and leaving some family ties to keep the laughs coming.
Oh, no. What are we going to do? Everything's under control.
Then on Cheers, will Norm fink on a friend to get a promotion?
Yeah, yes, Tom. Yes.
And the fun continues with Night Court, Thursday.
For over half a century, dairymen have tried to capture in cans the flavor of pure, fresh milk. And now Foremost has discovered the secret with an evaporated milk that's closest by far to fresh milk itself.
Kind of hard to believe, isn't it? An evaporated milk that doesn't have that old-fashioned evaporated milk taste. But it's true, and you can prove it. You know how most evaporated milks taste in coffee. The flavor goes flat. But try Foremost. You'll see it's white, the way milk ought to look, not drab tan like other brands. And when you taste it, well, if you're anything like me, you'll never even know it isn't pure, fresh cream. You try it and see. That's Foremost, the closest thing in cans to pure, fresh milk. Remember, your family gets the most from Foremost.
Coca-Cola, come on, girl. Gotta share a Coke with you. Let the feeling show through. You wanna live a little bit more.
special moments. Times of your life you'll want to remember. In pictures.
Smile, Howard. Smile.
To help make those pictures look as good as they can, make sure Kodak paper is behind them. If you don't see these words, it isn't Kodak paper. Just look for this sign when you get your pictures. Kodak paper, for a good look at the times of your life.
Gee, wasn't that fun?
Come and get it! Come and get it!
Stop the confusion. Stop the confusion. Everybody wants to get into the act with Kellogg's Variety Pack. Buster wants the cornflakes, Pop wants a pep. Mama loves the Raisin Bran, Mama is hip. Sister loves Rice Krispies, and there's Uncle Jack. He loves Kellogg's shredded wheat. Kellogg's makes it fun to eat. Breakfast with Variety Pack. Okay, folks, there's your favorite individual box of cereal, fresh from Kellogg's Variety Pack, untouched by human hands, except your own. That don't mean you gotta eat with 'em. Each individual box comes to your FOD, fresh on delivery from Battle Creek, right to your own dish. Yeah, everybody wants to get into the act with Kellogg's Variety Pack. Yes, sir, Kellogg's Variety Pack.
Here comes the one, the delicious one. Heinz is the big red one. There's only one ketchup with this flavor pouring on. So thick, so rich, so second to none.
Only one ketchup stands for this kind of thickness with.
And we're at the zone159.com.
All right, back with you. I'm Matt in the Bureau, the Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance, your hometown heroes. That's your little Farm Bureau insurance agents. All across the great state of Mississippi, your hometown heroes. Football, let's go. How many of y'all still excited about college football? Love with it. I'm talking eat up with it. Wake up in the morning thinking about it. How many? All right. Let's look at what happened this weekend. All right. First, another one I didn't mention at the beginning that we got right. Listen, it's not bragging. Back it up. We got them. We don't get them right. We got them right. Was South Carolina. I was smelling up. Told you that on it just looked like it. Night game, A&M. They beat LSU. Everybody tell them how great they are. Rank top 10. Have to go on the road, play night game at South Carolina. Really physical team, South Carolina. Physical enough to coulda, shoulda, woulda beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. They just here in the backfield a couple of times. But just whipped them. I mean, Carolina just whipped them. 44-20. A&M tied that thing up at halftime. Or tied, but close, right? Or maybe it was tied. I don't know. It's close. But just throttled them in the second half. Outscoring A&M 24-0 in the second half of that ball game. Just throttled them. You know, Kentucky, because of their defensive front, and all that kind of stuff, we're playing with Tennessee. Tennessee able to really outscore them. What was it, 21-8 in the second half? Tennessee outscored them. So not hugely surprised there to see them win it. Same thing talked about. Expected it. Georgia, Florida, close game. Oh no, Florida's going to pull it off. Nope. 14 points in Florida for Georgia, and they by 14, 34-20. Now, I tell you what, let's do this. Let's do state real quick. When I said, are you in love with it? And still in love with the cotton ball, feet hit the floor, thinking about it in the morning. Anthony said, guilty. It's signed Hail State. All right, so here you go, Anthony. Maybe you've gotten all the analysis you want from that State's game against UMass. Maybe you haven't. Let me summarize it with a few thoughts here. You know, State have better players. They're supposed to win it. They are. Particularly offensively, State's got better players. You watch the whole year, not convinced State defensively was just overwhelmingly more talented overall defensively than even a UMass team coming in there. What do you mean by that, Matt? Surely, yeah, I guess what I'm saying is when I say overall, that's key word there. Particularly defense front. You got certain players out. Like Russell was in. Dink ain't going to play this year. Another one out. You got Deion Williams back, who played a few more meaningful snaps second half, but didn't play a ton. So what was left is all young guys, a few freshmen, some of the others freshmen, and a few guys who, on a real, frankly, defensive line, SEC defensive line, wouldn't be playing. So that's kind of how that. So you went into the game thinking State is who can be on offense. They'll outscore. That'll be the story. They'll just outscore them. Really, it sort of worked out that way, but still, it probably shouldn't have. That first quarter was about as bad a quarter of football as the whole team has played any point this year. And yeah, you look back on it, maybe it's to be expected. You'd had a stretch of SEC games, big ones, right? Big time opponents. And you're coming off that stretch of playing at places like Texas and Georgia, that whole deal. And now you're in a half full stadium. They announced 40, but I don't think it was quite that actually there. But you're at home in front of a full stadium in the middle of the day playing UMass, right? So maybe it's understandable you'd be a little flat, not sharp. Well, they were anything sharp, and I could watch them pregame warm-ups from the radio booth. UMass their players were real pumped up and excited to be in there. Until they play in a big stadium, it's still going to be people they play in front of home games and stuff like that. They were really happy to be there, and they started the game that way. They were blocking State. The offense, State came out like just completely without any execution at all offensively. In the first, like I said, it was about as bad quarter as State has played at any one time this year. At the end of that first quarter, State's behind, trailing UMass 10-0. Okay. Had been outgained 113-10 and had -4 yards rushing in the first quarter on the possessions day. It was as bad as UMass on 3 out of 4 on third down in the first quarter with that lead. And I was poor mouthing it. At the end of the score, I was like, what else? Is this about the new low? Because that's how bad that quarter was. Well, equally, I give Michael Van Buren and the running backs and the receiver and then Stone Blanton and Isaac Smith, those guys' defense just as much credit for that kind of first quarter, that sort of thing in front of a full stadium. They flip switch and just completely flip the game. Okay, and if you're the overwhelmingly more talented team, like if we're talking, say, Georgia versus Mercer type of overwhelmingly talented, then that's really understandable, right? Like all you have to do is just basically have to play good, and you're just going to run them off the field. But I don't think it was that overwhelming talent advantage for State. So I give them a lot of credit for that kind of first quarter, and then flip the switch and outscore UMass 45-10 the rest of the game. And the genesis of it, defense started to play better, like for sure, as the game went on. thought Stone Blanton had a great ball game. The gist of it really was Van Buren, this quarterback, who he began to use legs. It was a throw here, a throw there. Now, again, it kind of got with they're going on a drive, and they throw an interception that State catches inside on 5. Now you got to go after a turnover a long way. You're going to turn that turnover into points. State did it. After the interception, went 97 yards. That's when they took lead. And like taking lead seemed to really change things for the defense. Look back on it too, and I kind of regretted this, but when the game was over, Bart and Charlie on the broadcast, I said, okay, what about the quarterback, Michael Van Buren? How'd you feel about it? And I said solid. I thought it was good. He did some really things, but overall, you just say solid. When you consider the start was not good. So he just had a really solid day. Threw one touchdown. He ran 2 more. You point out the positive. At the time, I was kind of looking at the passing chart for the game, and there was a few spots where you'd go, early on, he started 1 out of 4. After that, he got really hot and went 7 for his next 8, a bunch of yards and a touchdown, and got him going. Later in the game, he had back-to-back incompletions. Late in the quarter, he had 3 consecutive incompletes, and so I, just looking at that, I said, but when I went back a little closer, it was actually much better than solid, considering, again, no matter your opponent, you as a team have an awful first quarter. The worst quarter of you played all year, 18. And he's able to and they, around him, just got down 10, begin to execute their way to a 45-10 run. And it was just play after play. Through screen, yards. Run and play, read it correctly, yards. Big run, here we go. Down in the red zone, throws down to the tight end. Zip, accurate. Overall numbers for Van Buren, he was 14 out of 25, 222, 1 touchdown. Couple of drops. Coulda, shoulda, woulda had one more touchdown pass. There were 2 different throws back-to-back on one red zone or goal line trip where guys got to catch the ball. Back-to-back. One on the slant, one to tight end where they got to help their quarterback out and catch it. But then reading the run game, they collapse on the run back. You pull it, you go make. His first touchdown run was a great run. I mean, he had him defended. One outside shoulder at the 3, one on his inside shoulder at the goal line, move on one and outruns the other and walks in. So he really was a catalyst and just totally flipping the momentum switch in a game, which to me, again, they have shown signs that they are a group of players under the coaching staff that won't go in the tank completely. And what I'm telling you is teams that have they just go in the tank mentality, that kind of first quarter would have sent them there. And they're coming back from it. So they showed another sign of it. They ran the ball and did some good things. Now, it was UMass. You're not going to do that against Tennessee. You're not going to do that against Missouri. You can play a whole lot better football. 4 quarters. You can't have a quarter like that against those kind of teams. But there were good things in it, sure. Not just, hey, we won it because we're supposed to. There were good things in it for State. All right, hour 2 coming up. Stick around.
Getting to the Christmas tree farm.